In the bottom of the first inning, it's Jose Canseco as he picks up his 19th RBI of the season. As he takes his Dave Steve pitch into the left center field gap for a double, Ricky Henderson comes around to score, and the Oakland A's have a 1-0 lead. Still in the bottom of the first, Ernest Riles hits a ground ball to John Olerud that looks like a 3-6-1 double play, but no Dave Steve comes off the bag. First base ump calls him safe. This allows Jose Canseco to score, and it's 2-0 A's. In the top of the fourth inning, Roberto Alomar steals his 100th career base, and then Joe Carter bloops a single into right field, scoring Alomar. This cut the A's lead to 2-1. Oakland A's starter Mike Moore had 7 strikeouts through 6 innings. Here in the top of the 6th inning, he strikes out Devon White. Devon White doesn't like the call, but it's strikeout number 7 for Moore. Then it's Dave Stieb. Here he strikes out Ernest Riles for his 7th of the game, and it's 2-1 after 7 innings.
Thanks, J.D. I'll take it from here, and oh baby, we have a good contest, and I mean, oh baby. It's Oakland 2 and Toronto 1 into the 9th inning of play when Dennis Eckersley would be the star. On the mound in relief, man on first, 1 out, pinch runner Kenny Williams is picked off first base, a heinous act. And that makes 2 outs in the 9th. Now we quickly cut to the last out as Glenn Allen Hill is struck out to end it. Dennis Eckersley earns his 11th save. Dave Stieb, 4-4, the loser. Mike Moore, the winner, 6-2. Oakland wins 2-1.
The Houston Astros hosting the Los Angeles Dodgers in Wednesday night action. We start in the bottom of the first inning. Craig Biggio at the plate. He will get an infield single on this play, scoring Steve Finley from third base. RBI number 12 for Biggio, and the Astros led 1-0. Moving now to the top of the second inning, a great defensive play by Ken Caminiti, the third baseman for the Astros. Jose Offerman grounds to Caminiti, who makes a great diving stop, then guns it over to first for the out. A great play by Ken Caminiti, the third baseman for the Astros. Then in the top of the fourth inning, Darryl Strawberry would tie the score. He belts his 3rd home run in 2 games. It's a solo shot to right center field, his 5th home run of the year. RBI number 16 for Strawberry, and it tied the score 1-1. Then later in the top of the fourth inning, more good defense from Houston. Gary Carter hits a ball to deep left field. Luis Gonzalez goes back and catches the ball at the wall. Moving now to the bottom of the fourth inning, the Astros take the lead. Carl Rhodes grounds into a 4-6-3 double play, but Ken Caminiti scores from third base, and the Astros led 2-1. Moving now to the bottom of the 7th inning, Mark Davidson of Houston was sent to the plate to pinch hit, but he had a lot of trouble getting the donut off of his bat. He keeps trying, and then he gives it one more smack, and there it goes off. But Mark Davidson really didn't need his bat when he did go to the plate, because Mike Hartley would throw him a wild pitch, and this scored Rafael Ramirez from third base, and the Astros led 3-1. Moving now to the top of the 8th inning, Juan Samuel will come to the plate and hit a double to the left center field gap. This scores Brett Butler all the way from first base. RBI number 25 for Samuel, and this made the score 3-2 Houston. Moving now to the bottom of the 8th inning, a great play by Gary Carter. Luis Gonzalez with the bunt. It pops up into the air. Carter makes the catch, but he fakes out Craig Biggio, who thought Carter dropped the ball. Carter throws to first base for the double play. A great fake out for the double play by Gary Carter. But the Dodgers would lose this game mainly because of Jim DeShays. He went 7 innings, allowing 1 run on 2 hits. Here back in the top of the 6th inning, he strikes out Eddie Murray to end the inning. Moving now to the top of the 9th inning, Al Osuna pitched the final 2 innings, allowing 1 run on 1 hit, and picked up his 3rd save. Here he gets Jeff Hamilton to fly out for the final out. The Astros win 3-2. The winning pitcher, Jim DeShays, is 2-4. The losing pitcher, Mike Morgan, is 4-4. Al Osuna gets his 3rd save. Once again, the Astros win 3-2.
Jim Messian making his Major League debut as manager with the Chicago Cubs against the New York Mets. No score in the 2nd inning. Tim Tuffle grounder. Luis Salazar gets the man at first base, but Howard Johnson scores on the play. 1-0 Mets in the 2nd. Top 3, Luis Salazar at the plate against Frank Viola, the starter for New York, and Salazar goes deep to left field. That's into the stands for a home run, his 3rd homer of the year, a solo blast, and it was 1-1. In the same 3rd inning, Ryan Sandberg at the plate, and he hits one that goes into the gap in left center field. It will be a double off the wall. Jerome Walton scores. The Cubs take the lead at 2-1. It's a 3-run third for the Chicago Cubs because Mark Grace follows with a double to center field that scores Ryan Sandberg. 3-1 Chicago after 2.5 innings. And you'll see that Vince Coleman almost had it, but comes up short. It hits off his wrist. And a sac fly in the 5th inning makes it 4-1 Cubs through 5. And the Cubs' fortunes are looking good today as Pat Sajak is in the crowd. Greg Maddux is also making the Cub fortunes look good. He's pitching a gem, strikes out Tommy Hurt to end the 7th inning of play. Greg Maddux bucking for the first Cub complete game of the season. Hector Villanueva batting against Alejandro Pena in relief for the Mets in the top of the 8th inning. The Cubs still leading 4-1. Villanueva uncorks on this one into the seats for a home run, a solo blast, and it makes it a 5-1 Chicago lead in the 8th. Bottom 9, Chicago leads 5-1. Greg Maddux pitching, trying for that complete game with 2 away. Tim Tuffle spoils it just for a moment with his first home run of the year. And Tuffle has both RBIs on the night. The Mets are trailing 5-2 in the 9th. But Greg Maddux comes back to get pinch hitter Mackey Sasser to strike out to end the ball game. And the Cubs defeat the Mets 5-2, the first Major League win for Jim Essien as a manager. And for the Cubs, in 53 games, they hadn't had a complete game until Greg Maddux spun one tonight. Greg Maddux spun the last one on September 18th. He's now 5-2, as is Viola.
The game as they watch in the top of the 1st inning, Dan Pascal grounds one to short. The throw to second is bobbled by Bobby Rose, but the umpire calls Frank Thomas out at second. A run comes in to score. That's Lance Johnson scoring, making the score 1-0 White Sox. In the bottom of the 1st inning, Wally Joyner hits a single to right field. Sammy Sosa throws a wild throw, and Luis Bologna comes in to score on the error, making the score 1-1. Don Wakamatsu made his Major League debut in this game behind the plate for the Chicago White Sox. He's catching for Charlie Huff, a tough way to break in. And here a wild pitch gets away from Wakamatsu, and Wally Joyner comes in to score. That was still in the bottom of the 1st, and the Angels had a 2-1 lead. In the top of the 3rd, Frank Thomas hit a single to left center field that scored Tim Raines, tying the game up at 2 and giving Frank Thomas 26 RBIs. Still in the top of the 3rd inning, Sammy Sosa hits a 3-run shot to left center field. That's his 6th home run of the season. Thomas and Pascal come in to score. Sosa has 15 RBIs, and the White Sox had a 5-2 lead. Now in the top of the 4th inning, here's Don Wakamatsu in his 2nd ever Major League at-bat, and he hits a single to right field. Now in the bottom of the 5th inning, we'll see a nice defensive play by Lance Johnson, the White Sox center fielder. When you see this play, it'll be hard to believe that he is in fact playing center field, because that's exactly where Luis Bologna hits the ball, and Johnson is nowhere to be found. He comes in from left field to make a nice running catch. The White Sox went on to win this game by a final score of 5-3. Charlie Huff picked up his first victory since joining the Chicago White Sox. He struck out Dave Parker 3 times. Here you'll see him striking him out for the 2nd time in the game. This occurred in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Huff got the win. He's 1-2. The loser was Lewis. He's 1-5. Big Pen got his 9th save.
On Wednesday evening, the St. Louis Cardinals are visiting the Pirates, and Pedro Guerrero against starter for Pittsburgh, Doug Drabeck, in the 1st inning. Guerrero places one into right field, and on the play, the Pirates fall behind 1-0 as Ozzie Smith scores. 1-1 though after 1, and Milt Thompson bats in the 2nd inning against Drabeck, and he hits a routine fly to left field, but Barry Bonds drops it. Geronimo Pena scores to put the Pirates behind 2-1 on the error by Bonds. That's followed by a St. Louis Cardinal Ozzie Smith infield single. Jose Lean does not have a play, even though he made a good stop. And Bob Tewksbury scores 3-1 Cardinals after 1.5. Bottom 3, Mike LaVallia at the plate, and he would single up the middle into center field. The ground ball RBI single plates Bobby Bonilla. It's now a 3-2 Cardinal lead. But Pedro Guerrero gets the run back in the 5th inning of play, RBI single. And Ozzie Smith scores 4-2 Cards in the 5th.